Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and I do videos about real life, and I also like to do videos about YouTube. When I was first debating about starting a channel, I looked everywhere for tutorials or videos, advice from people who could tell me like what their journey was like and practical steps that I could take to getting there. But they all said, all the videos I found said the same thing. They were like, be consistent, work on your thumbnails, but they didn't really give anything specific. And so it's been kind of a passion project of mine to document what YouTube is like as I go along in real time, and to try to give advice or share with you guys things that I'm learning along the way, because I just think that it's helpful. I love hearing from you guys when you have tips, even if you just mention something real quickly in a video about how you've edited something or a helpful tip you've come across. I just love it. I eat it up. So I'm going to link, I have a playlist of all things YouTube as I'm kind of journaling or the information that I have for you. I'm going to link that in the description box below in case you want to watch it. And in today's video, I'm super excited because some friends of mine and I are starting a Growing on YouTube channel tag, and we're going to be talking about really practical insights into how we grow and just strategies, basically. We'll talk about our equipment and everything else. So I'm so excited about this video. You're going to love the 6 people who are also doing this tag, and I cannot wait to hear what their insights are. So I am doing this tag with Kenya Lawrence Jackson, Brad and Amy, Alicia Lynn, Jessica and Mental Health Mom, Ladae at Love Always Ladae, and the D Fam. Okay, yay, let's get started. Question number 1, why did you start YouTube? There are so many reasons. I don't know, maybe you guys are like that too, but I started YouTube for a number of reasons. One, because I'm the kind of person who's always really shied away from things that are scary, and putting myself out there, or I don't know, sharing vulnerabilities is very scary for me, and I just wanted to confront that fear head on. I'd wanted to do YouTube for a long time, and I just thought, no way, you have to have something special or whatever to be successful on YouTube. But then I just was like, no, enough with that negative self-talk. Anybody can do YouTube. You are special exactly how you are, and you need to just go for it if you want to do it. So confronting my fear was one reason I started YouTube. The second reason is that I have 3 kids. I have a 19-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 7-year-old, and I have managed to work from home except for 5 years. So for all this time, except for 5 years, I've managed to work at home. That's not for everybody. A lot of people, it's very good for them to get out of the house and go to a job, but just for me and my personality, this is what I really wanted. And so I am almost finished with my degree at college, and so at that point I'm going to need to go get a job, but I really still want to be able to do something from home. So I was thinking I could maybe get a part-time job and then do YouTube part-time too, so that I could be home most of the time, at least like when the kids are home. So that's a big thing. I wanted to make money while staying home, and I just see YouTube as something that's growing more and more. I watch it much more than I watch television. I think that kids watch it a lot. People's lives are a lot more interesting to me than anything scripted that you could find on TV. So I just think that there is a place for all of us. And I also started YouTube as a creative outlet. I have never prioritized things that are in my heart, like dreams that I have. I've always just thought any dream that I might have is far-fetched, and I just decided to be practical along the way. But I am done with that. I wanted to give something a shot that was really for me, that was a dream that I had in my heart. And as I've made videos on YouTube, I've just fallen in love. I've fallen in love with you guys, with the community, and I've fallen in love with the process. I really like making videos. I love editing them. It's so time consuming. You don't get paid for it, but it's creative. I get to really exercise that part of my brain that I've long neglected. So those are 3 of the big reasons that I started YouTube. Number 2, what would I tell myself on day 1 knowing what I know now? I would tell myself a lot of things, but I think the number 1 thing I would say is that you are not going to know everything right away. You're going to think you need to know everything right away because you see all of these people that have really well-produced videos and their editing is down, their thumbnails, their music is all perfect. And you're gonna wanna do that because you're a perfectionist, but you don't need to do it. It's essential that we realize that before we're good at something or bad at something, we tend to fear being incompetent or not knowing everything about something before we start, but that's ridiculous. As children and even as teenagers, you're kind of taught, okay, you're going to learn slowly and you're going to practice and that's going to make progress. But then as adults, we somehow all of a sudden decide that we should have everything figured out. Every time we try something, it should be perfect. But I was so concerned and so stressed out about the quality of my videos when I first started and not knowing all of the ins and outs. And I would just tell myself, hey, enjoy the process. You will learn. You absolutely will learn. Every video you put out, you're going to learn a little bit more. And as you're watching other people's videos, you're going to pick up tips because you're not just watching them as a passive viewer anymore. You're watching them as someone who is trying to learn. So you'll start picking up on stuff that you wouldn't necessarily pick up on if you're just watching. Number 3, what camera do I use and what accessories? So I'm shooting right now on this. I love this camera. So this one's definitely a bigger camera, but I love it. It has super good stabilization and it has night vision. It's got a bunch of really cool things. I just love it. I also just got a week ago, a GoPro 7. And so I've been experimenting with that one. I have a vlog maybe a day or 2 ago where I did the entire video with GoPro. And honestly, I use my phone quite a bit too. I have an iPhone 10. I used to hear, when I was looking for videos about YouTube, I would hear people say, like, don't worry about your equipment, and that's true. If you have a phone and you're shooting, just work on your angles. Try to make sure that no matter what you're using, you're showing the action on your device. Even if it's a phone, you can really like get in there and show what you're doing. But so those are my cameras that I use. And then as far as accessories, I have a tripod. I have a couple of umbrella lights too, which I actually tend to use without the umbrella portion. If there's a lot of shadow, I have 2 of them. I'll just stick them on both sides. And so it kind of evens out the color. And I'll put those in the description below. Those are really good. I guess that's all the equipment that I use. If I think of something else, I will asterisk it. Number 4, what editing software do I use and what is a tip for beginning YouTubers on editing? I use Final Cut Pro on my laptop and it has been a pretty steep learning curve. I'm sure it's not for a lot of other people, but it has been for me. Prior to that, like I've only had Final Cut Pro for a couple of months. Yeah. But before that, I had a PC and I used Movavi on that. It's like 70 or 80 bucks and it's really good. It's, I would say, comparable to iMovie. It was very user friendly. It didn't have quite as many like fine-tuning things as a Final Cut Pro, but it's still very good software. If you have a PC, I would definitely check it out. Also, prior to that, I was just editing on my phone, and I would do cleaning videos, and I had iMovie, but you could only speed up the video 2 times speed, and so that was not going to work. So I got an app called KineMaster, Kine Master, and it was $6 a month, or you could pay like a yearly fee for it. I think it was like 35 or 36 bucks. So super reasonable. And that was an incredible app. It was so easy to use. There was music built in, and I could not recommend it enough. As far as editing tips, I think I have 2 of the biggest ones I would say are: 1, watch your video several times all the way through. It's a pain, it's time consuming, but when you have totally edited your video, watch it at least 1 time all the way through. You're going to want to make sure that the sound is right. I'll like a channel and think it's great, but I will not subscribe to them, and I will not watch any more of their videos if their sound fluctuates a lot. So for instance, if I have my earbuds in and I'm watching a video and the intro starts and the person's talking and they're really, really quiet, and then their music starts and the volume's way up here, and it like, oh, it's the worst. But I cannot stand that fluctuating sound. So that's one of the things to look for when you're editing. Watch the whole thing, make sure that your volumes are right. I've messed this up before. Even everybody's gonna mess this up a little, but just try your best to make sure that it's very even with the way you're talking and your music. And then take the time to edit out parts that aren't pertinent. People's time is important, and so if there's a great big pause or you get distracted by something, edit it out. And with that, I'll give you another tip. I'm starting to figure this out. So I'm not the kind of person who can like free speak very well. As soon as I turn the camera on, I get super, I don't know, I lose my words and I get a little bit camera shy, even though it's just me and usually a child or 2. But so here's a very practical tip. So I'm starting to work on this. I'm starting to figure it out. So for instance, I've got my computer right here and it has my list of questions. So when I need to look away from the camera to the computer to see the next question, what I'll do is I'll finish answering a question, I'll pause for a second, and then I'll look at the question, look back, trying to keep my entire body and face and hands the exact same way, and then I'll start again. Because when you're editing, if your body stays the exact same, if you're thinking about how to answer a question or you're like have to move around, if you come back to the place that you were before you resume, then it's going to be so much easier for you to edit and it'll look a lot more seamless. Number 5, what music do I use and do I have suggestions on music? Music to me is the most important part of a video. I use Epidemic Sound. It's $15 a month, and if I had to get rid of every other thing, I would keep Epidemic. It is so good. They have an enormous array of artists. They have it where you can browse moods, like happy, angry, sad. You can look up action, you can look up vlogs, you can look up beauty music. It's so specialized. You can browse broadly or you can really narrow it down. And they constantly have new music being uploaded, so I love it. I think it's such a great service. As far as advice on music, I would say to do 2 things. I would find videos that are similar to yours that are really, really popular and listen to how they select music and the kind of style that they select. And then 2 is you don't have to copy the same music or use that exact same music, but use kind of the spirit of the music. I really have such a love for music, and I'm always going to pick something that sounds good to me, but I also pay attention to people who are making similar videos to mine and like what is the feeling that they're portraying with their music. And I try to, when I'm listening to the different songs on Epidemic to select, I'll try to stay consistent with that feeling, especially with YouTubers who are really successful, because music is an important part of your video. It's really going to give your viewers a feeling, and you want to capitalize on that and really be smart about it. Number 6, how do I make thumbnails and do I have any tips? I used PicMonkey at first. It is $72 a year, and I think it's $7 if you choose to be billed monthly. I liked it. I then tried Canva. They had a 30-day free trial, which I'm still in, and I think it's $13 a month after the trial ends. I kind of wish that both of the services were combined, because there are things that I like from both of them, but I think I like Canva just a teeny bit better. I also use, there is an app you can get on your phone. It's called Pix, Pixlr, and it's a free app, and it's got a lot of really cool filters and frames, and so I like that one too. As far as advice, I would suggest not using those auto-generated thumbnails. Canva and PicMonkey both offer free versions, so you don't have to pay any money for it. You're going to be a little bit more limited on what you can do, but that's okay. Try to find like a really cute or captivating image. What I do actually is I'll play my video back and I take screenshots of what I like. I'm sure there's a better way to do it. And I'm still very much learning, especially with thumbnails, because I felt most out of my depth with thumbnails of all things. I thought that was going to be easy peasy, but it has not been for me. So I would just say that you know what your title is going to be. Don't replicate the title in your thumbnail. Just kind of maybe pick little things that might give people a shortened idea of what your video is going to be about. For instance, like one or two videos ago, I had a video called Feeling Down to Getting Motivated in Real Time. And then my thumbnail just said Getting Rid of the Funk, because I didn't want to replicate that whole entire title, but I also wanted to give people an idea of what the video was going to be about. So yeah, I'm still learning. Number 7, what is the number 1 strategic tip that has helped me gain subscribers? When I first started YouTube, it was super overwhelming, because when you have 1, 5, 10, 20, 50 subscribers, you're watching videos of people that have hundreds or thousands, and it just seems like if you comment on their video, are they really going to notice you? Do they have so many comments that they're not going to take the time to reply to you, or much less go watch your video? So what I did is I got vidIQ on my computer. It's just a plugin that you can add, and it will show you, I mean, there are paid versions, but on the free version, which is what I have, it'll show you how many subscribers people have. So I would go to a video that was similar to the style that I was making, and even if that person had like 10,000 subscribers, and then I'd watch the video, and then I would look in the comments below, and I would see all the people who are also interested in that same kind of thing, that's also the content that I want to put out. And I would see how many subscribers they had, and the people that had the fewest subscribers, I would go on to their channels, I would watch their video and comment on their video, and then I would see their comments, and their subscribers a lot of times had lower subscriber count. So in that way, you just keep aiming for people who are sort of in your range, I guess. And then you just keep building. Number 8, how do I fight discouragement and burnout? I take time when I need it. That's number 1. If you need to take a break from making videos, take a break from making videos. It's gonna be okay. It's not ideal, of course, because you want to keep up any momentum, but if you need to take a break, take a break. The other thing is I try to keep reminding myself that this is fun. I definitely want to be strategic about my videos. I want to think about what makes sense to what people are looking for, what's kind of trending. but at the same time, I don't want to lose what I think is fun. So I try to integrate a little bit of what people are searching for on YouTube, but still keeping it my own and doing content that I really love. Number 9, how did I decide what videos to make? And if there's been a change of direction in my videos, what was the reason? So I first started making videos thinking that cleaning videos was the way to go because that's what I saw that was really popular, that was something that I could do. I couldn't do any of the crazy things. I didn't have a fancy house. I couldn't make a mile-long slip and slide or anything like crazy. I just thought I can clean. That's something doable, and that's popular on YouTube, so that's where I started. I'm discovering that my real passion in making videos is to just real normal life, just bring you along and talk about things that are happening and not try to make it look perfect, but just be super open and authentic about what life is like, because I think it's just on my heart a lot to develop content that makes you feel that you're not alone, because you're not. And I'm also loving doing YouTube content. I've loved that since the beginning, but more and more I want to foster our community so much. So for now, my current focus really has been on sharing my life with you guys and talking about YouTube. I made a separate channel. I'll link that down below too. It's a beauty channel because I love makeup. I've always loved makeup, and I just never thought I could do it because I was so intimidated by all of the big beauty YouTubers, and I'm like, wow, I could not do that. But anyway, year of no fear. So I started a beauty channel, and then that's just makeup and stuff. But that didn't really vibe with the same thing. So that's under my name, Sarah McGlory. And then this channel is McGlorious Life because it really encompasses like more of a 360 view of life. Number 10, what do I do to make friends and develop community on YouTube? This is my favorite question, I think, because I have been overly abundantly blessed by you guys. I did not know what I was doing. I was scared. I was acting on faith. I have had to and still really have to tell myself several times a day that I'm allowed to follow my dreams, that I don't have to be perfect, and that I can get out there and deliver content and people are going to like it. I was just so afraid all the time that no one was going to like what I did. And just the battling of it has been crazy, but I saw bigger YouTubers and I saw all the trolls and the horrible things that people would say. And so I thought that that was going to be how it was for me. But thankfully, you're in kind of a little bubble as you begin YouTube and grow on YouTube, because you're not attracting all these weirdos. You don't have enough viewers to attract the weirdos. And that is the best part about being a small YouTuber in my mind, because I've been able to talk about a great number of things on my channel, and even things that I was really afraid to share, and you guys have just rallied around me in the biggest way. You've been so wonderful, and so that to me is how you make friends and develop community on YouTube. You invest in people. You watch their videos. When you comment from the heart. You try to make that connection, because we are all people. We could be totally different, but we have a point of connection and we can learn from each other. And if you really go into it with that attitude, I think that you develop community that's very solid. Don't get stale to just watching video after video. Try to remember that that's a person. They're working their butt off to make content while doing other things. I know that there are times when I'm wanting to support a channel, but I just don't have the time to really watch, and I'll have the video on in the background, like maybe I'm doing homework or something else, but I'm wanting to give that YouTuber like the support. I want to build up the time that their video is being watched. And then sometimes I'll just say on there, I really enjoyed the video, and not really anything more than that. That's legit. Do that if that's what you need to do. But by and large, what I do is I really focus and try to invest in who you guys are. So that wraps up this video. I know it's a little bit long, but hopefully you've gotten something useful out of it. I hope that you are so successful, and anytime that I can help you in any way, just let me know. I'm on Instagram. I would love to talk to you if you need anything or just want advice. I'm here. I also want to tag a few people. I would like to tag Stephanie at Raising All Boys. I would like to tag Todd at Dad Incredible. I want to tag Stacy at You, Me, and Alfie, and I want to tag Maria and Nabul. If you guys want to do the video, I would love to know your answers to these questions. If you don't, or you're too busy, then that's absolutely fine too. But if you have the time, I and probably everybody else want to know your secrets or what your input is about YouTube. If you do this video, if you would just include the 3 tags that are underneath this video, and then that way, if anybody wants to try to find new videos, they can just search them in the YouTube search and we can all follow along. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would love to have you as a subscriber and we can get to be friends together. I'd love to support you too. I just love you guys. I'm feeling extra emotional right now as I'm reflecting on these questions. You are so special. You are so powerful in what you are able to do. The fact that you're able to create content with all that you're doing. The world needs what you have to give. So bring it, share it, have fun with it, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.